Hello guys, this is Boby and you are watching your favorite channel Birds Lover. In today's video I will discuss few amazing facts about budgerigars. Budgies are extremely popular pets in the UK. If you don't have a budgie yourself, you probably know somebody who does, but many people may not be aware of how fascinating these little fellows really are. So, we have put together a few fascinating facts about the humble budgie. The budgerigar has a surprisingly high respiration rate of up to 85 breaths per minute. Their heart rates are also extremely fast at over 300 beats per minute. Originally, the budgies imported to Britain were greeny-yellow in color. The other colors that we see today have been developed over time. The first blue budgies in the UK appeared in 1878. Budgies may be relatively small birds, but they have up to 3,000 feathers across their bodies. Budgies have a third eyelid which you can't usually see but which is crucial for keeping their eyes lubricated and clear of debris. Budgies can move each eye independently of the other and see out of each eye independently. This is called monocular vision. Like cats when they purr, budgies grind their beaks when they are happy and feeling relaxed. Budgies have hollow bones which are filled with air sacs to aid flight. A budgerigar has more vertebrae in its neck than a human, and this allows them to turn their heads up to 180 degrees. In other words, they can face backwards. Losing more than a dozen drops of blood would prove fatal for a budgie. Female budgies gain weight during the breeding season, and that extra weight comes from enhanced bone density caused by the retention of calcium. The shells of a budgie's eggs are covered with tiny pores which enable oxygen and carbon dioxide to pass through. The artificial light in our homes can disrupt breeding in budgies, as they judge the season by the length of the daylight hours. Budgies do not have bladders. Their urine and feces pass out of the same orifice. Budgies can poop every 20 minutes. No wonder their cages get dirty quickly. These birds can remember sequences of sounds and sometimes repeat them. Budgies have highly acute vision and can register over 150 images per second. This compares to a measly 16 for humans. Most budgies will learn to say at least a few words. They are the most vocal of the pet bird species and boast very clear voices. There are two species of pet budgie, the English budgie and the Australian budgie, which is a little smaller and more like the birds you see in the wild. Budgies are a species of parakeet. These little birds have big enough brains to cope with learning basic sums and can count up to 3. So, there you have it. The budgerigar is a surprisingly interesting and complex creature with an interesting history. They are great pets, providing you have the time to devote to keeping them company, and these talkative little chaps certainly liven up your home. You may now be seeing these little birds in a whole new light. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like, share, comments, and subscribe my channel.
Tell me what you need, tell me what you need, tell me.